when did you realize that?
When did I make the correlation that I was only liking
women?
guys?
Yeah, because
women,
we can't. These days people don't like labels.
I know, so it's weird. When I was later on, when it was awkward or just didn't feel like, well, I just never had fantasies about men, and then I think not growing up in a household viewing healthy relationships between man and woman plays a part in what we see and what we emulate. If it's not there for me to emulate after, what am I,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting much else. I don't have siblings feeding back information.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on.
I have a question though, because some people say that your gender kind of not gender. Your liking for the opposite sex or the other sex,
or for females,
for the same sex or opposite sex, they say that it happens when you're like a baby, but you don't really you don't realize it until you get a little older.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
of course.
Feel like
you
that's
don't
true,
make the...
or do you feel like what you're saying is more so true, like the household and plays a role in what
No,
you smelled
but
first?
when you get older, I gave you examples of how the mind and as you mature and look back at yourself, how you can see the things and make the correlation of how early you were making decisions, knowing or unknowingly, about your choices and feelings and energies and directions and preferences. It's not like I didn't have a first boyfriend or I didn't try. I did. A couple of, I was like, no, I don't want to do this.
I guess because you gave us a gift and you were nice to us, so it makes me a little reluctant. But
just go ahead and talk how you want to.
It goes against what you said and this is why I said hold up. Let me close this down and get at you a little bit.
Go ahead.
I put it halfway because I respect
it. The full get at is the slam down. Let me look at you.
It goes against what people believe when they say that you were born being that way, and G Money asked that because you said that you felt that you didn't watch in a household of proper.
No, I said it could be a contributing factor to.
I want to correct yourself. Correct yourself. You know how these people are. They take things a little bit too far. But I mean people. I'm not talking about a specific. I'm just talking about people in general. Let me make that clear as well. What do you mean people? What are you trying to say? Let me make that clear as well. You know.
Anyone in observance of me might think that, and I just said it could be a contributing factor. I don't know. That
you didn't watch a healthy,
male and female relationship, and that's not good. That's not true. What does it make?
No, it's your truth. I can't. I'm listening to you. What are you asking me? You asking me? How you ask me your truth? You said it.
I'm just saying.
I'm in the passenger seat right now. You're taking me down memory lane. Left. We're gonna make a left. What we doing? Are we going straight? What we talking about here? No, but I understand. So you always knew that you were attracted to.
I didn't always knew. I'm just telling. That was when I was interviewed, and I looked back in my mind or my life or just my experiences, and I was like, this could be a point of like starting to feel like, what's up?
Understood.
That's it. It's just a correlatable moment in my life.
Respect. Got it. Got you. Okay. Sorry.
No.
All right.
Sorry, it's okay.
All right, so what's next now? You show interest in DJing. Your cousin / friend or whatever. He put you onto the game. What's the next step for you?
In terms of the timeline of when the past of where we at.
Yeah, in terms of the DJing, like what happens next? You see Red Alert and these guys, and you're learning how to DJ. What's your next step now?
Well, I was a teenager, so I was going to school. I was working. I lived in the Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx. I worked in the PAL when I was younger.
Nice.
I just was the only child, and I just focus, work, and then I started having
Okay.
signs and problems with the IBS, the irritable bowel disease. But at the same time, it's like every opportunity that I ever had to grace the turntables, I would. So if you want to know the points of when this happened, when that happened, you be more specific.
All right. So when was your first gig?
We're gonna ease up to the point where he's gonna pick up the questions. So my first gig was actually not too far from here at this club called Earth's Edge. It used to be down here. Y'all can look up the history of it. And
I will.
I have the flyer. The flyer for it. It's on my page, Instagram at DJ Jazzy Joyce, and you could see. I think Jazzy J, Red Alert, and Afrika Bambaattaa was the DJ, and then my little face was on the flyer. And yes, that was my first gig. I was 13 years old, and the club owner said she can DJ, but she has to have someone to accompany her because she's under 18, and we sell alcohol here. Don't want any issues.
Of course.
So my mom took me, and that was.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
Yeah.
That's love.
So how did they book you though? Like they heard you DJ before. Your name was ringing bells in the streets.
Through the Zulu Nation and the Bronx. Me living in the Bronx. I would probably credit, if I had to credit anybody, I would give the credit probably to Jazzy J. Cause I told you can know somebody for 30 years and not really speak to them. So I don't have a lot of dialogue with Bam.
I'm just trying to figure out, and I saw that it said that you were a member of the Zulu Nation. I don't know if that's true. It said that.
I think I was by default in actions. And I think everyone else around me assumed that I was automatically because of my actions. Because I was so dedicated to the craft and did everything towards it.
You all right, Coach? I'm good. So I don't think that I can just allow this conversation to move forward like this. In that way, I have to get a little deeper. The thing is, no, because I love her, but bypassing the shenanigans, we can't bypass it. Not saying she was on shenanigans. She's a wonderful person. Her energy is beautiful. At the same time, hearing the stories, right? And like I said, you said this because while you were talking, I was
doing your investigations.
Yeah. And then I saw the Zulu Nation, and I tried to look past it. It came up again. So the thing is, they were very powerful back in the days, and we can't erase history. Your history of, what I mean. Your history of being acquainted, with them. At the same time, it's like, do you feel now that after hearing all the controversy, do you still feel the same way about the Zulu Nation, how you felt about them when you were younger? Like,
it wasn't, my affinity wasn't towards them. It was towards the culture and towards DJing. I had no real idea of their structure and everything until later when I get my knowledge, life knowledge, economic knowledge, this 501c3 knowledge, how this person, then I take all of these people that I observed for 30 years and put them in place, and now I got sense of everything, and I'm like, oh, wow. But I was involved and accepted and respected, but not in it. Like, I've spoken or been at play, and they were surprised to realize that I wasn't, like, actually officially. Like, are you assuming that I may have been a whatever Zulu? I just was a DJ.
No, I'm not assuming you. I'm just saying,
But let me give you an example.
Okay.
For example, Zulu Nation anniversaries. After a while, I would just always remember it happens around the winter. Get my records drag my 6 crates of records by my little old self with my hand truck and be there. And I would wait patiently for my moment to play. And because I would do that consistently, if you're on the outside looking in and they, Jazzy's here, get like you, but I just was like,
I'm a DJ.
This is my opportunity to play in front of people, do my craft, and I would wait my turn, get my time, boom, 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 get off, pack up my stuff, and I knew I had to carry it myself because nobody wasn't going. So when you look back at that's why when they look back at me, they like, wow. Wow. It's all I could tell you is the truth. When the news broke and when everything happened, I was like, because when you standing so close to craziness and didn't realize it, and when it unfolds, you be like, oh, whew. Kind of, so that's where my perspective is. And within it, I'm glad that I just chose to do what I chose to do. We are responsible for what we choose to do. I know that in doing what I was doing, I don't know what I looked like or how I was to certain people. I was not nice to a lot of people in certain instances, but when you know this side of it and understand how much I was just, when you look at me and y'all observed me, look back at how many times I probably was alone. You see how your hunk did that? Yeah. How many times did me and you did I see you and I'm out here, the 0 o'clock hours or whatever? Yeah. That's where the respect comes. You can't deny it. You can't say you didn't see me.
Facts.
And put it in.
That's true. I definitely seen her a million different gigs by herself in the crowd. No Hollywood shade, the shades be on, but
it's so I could see.
never Hollywood stuff.
No, but it's a lot of people that don't know that because they've kept their distance for the longest and didn't come in to say. They wouldn't even say hello or anything.
Why is that? You think?
I had only child syndrome, and then a lot of them probably from, like, for example, it was somebody from the Zulu Nation. I'm not going to name them. And they came in, and in my mind, immediately when they came, because I have 30 years of data of dealing with, and they never came. So I was like, this person wants something. That's why you gotta see them. So he came in and he was like, yo, all of these years, Joyce, you never really talked. You never really said it. I said, you never fucking came over and said anything to me till just now. For the past 30 years. But they would observe. You understand? No, I'm serious.
Joyce.
And then they came asking for something, and then I just left.
All right.
What? It's unbelievable, but it is what it is. I can't because it was an assumption. Like it's just like when people see you, Flip, when they observe you and once they get a chance to say whatever they're gonna say, when they get the chance to say it to you, that's their moment. But I can't make a person not wait a long time. I can't. And if I'm the one being and then everybody else is in the room, where do we go? What do we do?
Is the you said something earlier, and it's just keep playing in my head. What? Where you said that I could be around somebody for 30 years, but the dialogue is but so much. That's what basically I took that from that. Mm-hmm. And you're very good at speaking. I want to give you that, but you're not good enough. No, you're good. I can't do it. I can't.
No.
I like it too much, man. Like,
no. Can I share a real?
So crazy, bro.
No, you can go.
She's so nice, man. Like
it's not nice.
I'm trying to, because she's not answering my question.
What?
And the question is,
what's the question?
Like, now you heard about it. Are you denouncing the Zulu Nation? Or do you still feel the same way how you felt when you were younger?
Oh no, but I never was a part of the Zulu Nation. Is the point?
But when
so
you were younger, I'm pretty sure you represented them because they were popping, moving, and shaking.
It's not a denouncement. I guess I was emulating the culture of the DJ. The part of the hip hop culture that was the DJ part. I knew about all 4 parts of the culture. I didn't go to any Zulu Nation hip hop. I didn't go to the community centers.
Just the DJ part. I got you.
Yeah, I wasn't in Bronx River. I lived in the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx, but I wasn't. Remember, I'm an only child. I wasn't from the projects, but I hung in the projects.
I understand.
I would
put me in my place. I'm ready for it.
No, that's all I'm like. A lot of people thought I was from Forest Projects, where Fat Joe's from, all that. But that's the foundation of where I learned how to DJ. The guy, my family, he lived in 980 Forest Projects. Fat Joe lived across the street. I know Fat Joe's older siblings and I know Joey from,
it's okay.
audio-wise, from Small until grown man Fat Joe now, and all of the people from McKinley, the Digging in the Crates family. We were all connected because of the culture. It had nothing to do with Zulu Nation. I knew about, because Zulu from the record, Gestapo, Zulu, and the mixtapes and all of that. But I was in love with this part of it. I don't know anything else.
And I respect that. I'll move on. I respect that. Because usually I wouldn't move on, but I
no. And you're supposed to dig and get it. But if I had it,
there's nothing to dig. And you're being as honest as you can. It's just that I know that. My mom told me that back in the days, and a lot of people told me back in the days that the Zulu Nation was popping and people felt like they were a part of it. So then I asked the question to anybody. Now you hear Afrika Bambaattaa was doing this shenanigans. How does that make you feel?
Right.
Earlier you said that.
Because can I give you a gem? Right before the scandal was about to pop, I saw him. I ran into him. And he said one thing to me. I don't necessarily share that with you, that one line, but he never talked to me for all those decades. He would say hello and respect when I would see him and come but never no dialogue or never come to me to say something. And right before, when it broke, he dropped that, and I was like, hey, you talking to me now? But I didn't make the correlation of why he dropped that until the scandal broke. And it messed me up, like, in a big way. Like, wow. Because when he first, to not really have any dialogue for the long, long time, and then when you see them, they say whatever, you're like, wow. Yeah, my stomach, that's part of the Crohn's. I don't know if it, yeah. But that's partly for why I wouldn't go into certain situations. The embarrassment of that. No, but I'm telling you what I've dealt with silently and never saying. So, yeah.
When you're a champ. Salute to you.
Thank you.
When you said it messed you up in your mind, did you feel like, tell us how it messed you up? Because you said, it messed me up. Like, what were your feelings? Like, this man never spoke to me, and then he decides to speak to me. Like, what did you think? What did you put together? Because you're a person that goes into your mind. You put things into perspective. You put pieces together by speaking to you. And this is a very serious topic, so, I'm not trying to make light of it. I just want to know, like, when he did that, where did that put you in your mind mentally when you went home, when you reflected, when you said, like, what's going on?
And it made me really, really, really believe that there's a lot of secret societies in this universe. That's all. Or just secret gangs of whatever whatever. There's collectives that hold information for people. happened to be in close proximity of a lot of collectives. And that was just another collective that I was in close proximity of and observance of. And it's when you're able, because look, a sleeping mind can't sit and make the correlation, because what it is like sort of like when you watch a movie and those clips, when they fast forward the clips of everything that you saw, it's kind of like that's what it does for your mind. Like when somebody drops something and then you take everything else and you're like, woo! And I wasn't in none of the pictures, but woo!
Wow. Now, being in this game, did you ever come across any of those secret societies where people might have offered you some kind of situation or some kind of, you know, gang or whatever to level up your career?
Nobody could. Nah, how do you offer a pioneer of something some level up? Like,
well, I mean, it's
You are
always,
the level up.
there's always. But I'm just saying, for a long time, I was ahead of the
that's a fact.
need for. Like now, it would be more so a need for that. But when I was in the pool, there wasn't as many fish in the pond.
Right.